Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. 33 years, man. 33 years of prison stories, man. We rolling, man. You know, I don't know what's going on, but we gotta get to 100K, man. We on the road to 100K. I know we can do it. Let's get there. Shout out to everybody who leave comments, everybody who like, share, and subscribe to these videos. Means a lot to me, man. I always want y'all to know that. I appreciate you. So everybody who rolling with me, all the real TBP, man, we out here. We in the fight, man. That's all we can ask for, to be in the fight. We in the fight. We going to 100K and beyond. So y'all keep on sharing these videos and telling a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend something about us over here in this positive energy, man. Today, man, I was just sitting back thinking today I was gonna tell y'all about, man, cause it's a lot of this be going on in the penitentiary. This is one of the biggest problems I would say personally that you will have when you locked up. When your cellie is the threat. When your cellie is the threat, because all of the threat comes from the outside when you walk out of that cell every day. Every day you walk out of that cell, man, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's coming at you. You don't know how it's coming. You don't know if it's coming. But every time you walk out of that cell, rest assured you should be ready, you know, because it can always go down. Anything, you know, lockdown, riots, fights, beefs, you know, altercations. Every time you walk out of the cell, I literally just got off the phone 2 minutes before I started this video, you know, with my homeboy Nut. Shout out to Peanut, you know, still fighting for his liberation, telling me, man, we can't even stay on the phone. They locking down, you know, because we short of staff, you know. So it's things like that that can happen at any time. So when you are stuck in that cell and you got somebody in there that is your op, that is your enemy, that is someone that you do not like and they do not like you, or y'all are at each other, man, it just double your misery. It doubles your misery because now you have no peace. You have no peace. You don't have peace when you walk outside the cell. Now you literally have no peace because you up in here with someone that you don't know what might happen. And you got to close your eyes. You got to go to sleep. You're going to get tired. So you don't know what may happen. He could be a coward. He might want to get you in your sleep. So yeah, that's one of the most agonizing things to be dealing with when you locked up, is to have a cellie that just, you know, may be your biggest threat, you know. And it comes in all forms because, you know, you might get a cellie that feels like, and there's a lot of these, that they feel like it's their cell. They run their cell, and especially if you move in the cell with them. They got all these fake rules and regulations and acting like the cell is theirs, and you know, you got to come in up under their, you know, the way they run the cell, how things is going for them. They want you to fit into their program instead of, you know, dealing, you know, working with you and how you moving around and giving mutual respect. You know, it's not like that most of the time. So, you know, it's always gonna be a little something unless you move in the cell with somebody that you know. But even when doing that, you might move in the cell with somebody you know, and that might, you know, ruin y'all friendship, you know, because you got to move in these small quarters around each other. Everybody want their own cell time. Everybody want to you know, have a little solitude sometimes. So at the time they might want solitude, might be the time you want solitude. At the time that you might want to be in the cell by yourself, they might want to be in the cell by their self. You might want to come in there and do this, that, or the third, and they sleep. You might have to use the bathroom and they might be resting, and then you got to wake them up, ask them, can they step out so you can use the bathroom. So it's a lot of dynamics, man. You got to share the space. You know, you got to share counter space. You got to share floor space. You got to share the sink. You got to share the toilet. You got to share responsibilities of cleaning the cell, cleaning the toilet, cleaning the sink. you know, keeping your part of the cell neat. You know, it's just so much that goes within that small cell that you have to deal with another human being who's also dealing with their own issues, their own anxiety, their own, personal demons about, whatever they going through, and family problems, girl problems, just life problems, street problems. All of that is compacted in this one cell with two grown men, so more often than not, man, it just don't work out. It just don't work out. So, like I said, over the years, as I've told y'all, I've had some crazy Sellies. I've had all of those, above mentioned. I've had, all of those. Excuse me, I told y'all about the crazy Selly that I had that came off of death row. He was the only one that felt like he just ran the cell, like he was going to tell me what to do or whatnot, making up words and, loving his President Clinton and everything like that. I've had him. I had the old white guy, he telling me, he's a racist, also a child molester, and he gonna try to run the cell with me, and I had the white dude, man, the one that I told y'all my worst Selly, he faking the funk, I've had them all, man. I've had them all. I've had old Sellies that was just super nervous. They old. I remember I had an old Selly one time. He was super cool, man, but I had that cell phone at the time that I had him. And man, once he found out I had that cell phone, man, he was nervous, man. He didn't want to use it. I tried to help him, let him be able to call his people. He had been locked up a long time, wasn't in contact. I tried to, he ain't want to touch it, man. He felt like it was like a rattlesnake or something. He didn't want to touch that phone. And man, he got so nervous, he just up and moved out of the cell with me, a couple of weeks later without even letting me know. Then when I did approach him, he let me know that's why he moved, because he was scared. He didn't know what might happen. If I got caught with it, he didn't want to be caught up. All of these different type of dynamics, man, you go through when you in prison. And, like I said, when you get that celly in there, though, that you just ain't nothing clicking. Ain't nothing clicking. You know that this is not going to end good. You just try to stick it out because you hoping they get moved, or you hoping that, you end up getting transferred or something, but you just don't want to be in there because, especially if you trying to avoid all these pitfalls, man, duck these hooks, especially if you trying to duck these hooks and stay out of the way, man, so you can keep your record clean and try to get out of the penitentiary. Especially in my case, that you can have a shot at it because I'm dealing with life sentences. I need to have a shot at it. People who got mandatory sentences, they're going to get out anyway. But at the same time, they don't want to do nothing to catch more time that would keep them in there long. So you be trying to duck those things. And also as well, like I told you, once you get into a physical altercation in prison, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You can lose your life or you can take a life. You got to understand, even just hand to hand, physical combat in that cell, you talking about everything in there is steel, concrete, and metal. It's nothing for someone to fall and hit their head, or anything can happen. So it's just always a dangerous situation. And man, one of the first Jones I can remember, I just can remember how, like I say, when they put a young dude in the cell with an old head, and them old heads be trying to pump them rules and regulations on these new dudes, especially these new cats. And that, when I say old head, I'm talking about a dude that they probably done been there 15, 20, 30 years. And then you talking about putting somebody in the cell with them that's just getting locked up, early 20s, late teens or something, and they ain't even been locked up in 2 years or 3 years. And you throw them in the cell with one of them dudes, and it's like misery to them, because these dudes are already set in their ways. They are going to live a certain way, period. And if you come in there with them, even if you are older here, you come in there with them, they never really clash. So they always end up separating, because these dudes already know how they want to run their cell. They already know how they going to carry. They already know how they want their cell to be. And every little thing, man, is just so tedious and so, and they're going to take it as disrespect. So, I can remember this young dude, he was in the cell with this older dude. And, these young guys coming in there, You know, they still got a lot of that street in them. You know, they some of them is in the little gangs, and then some of them is into the little hip hop, the music, and this is what they use to entertain themselves while they locked up. So, you know, they might be having the headphones on, playing all the latest rap music and hollering and screaming and rapping the songs and stuff. And you got one of them old heads in there, man, and they in there like, nah, young blood, nah, not in here, not in here. And then you got these young dudes like, man, you know, this is my CD player, you can't, you know what I'm saying, this is mine, man, I paid for this. Like, man, nah, no, not in here. So, you know, you're going to have all of that type of stuff going on. And then you're going to have the younger dude, 9 times out of 10, he going to be looking at the older dude like he old, and he can't tell what to do, you ain't my daddy. Or then he also looking at him like, man, I beat you up in here, man. I beat your old self to death up in here. Nah, it don't work out like that all the time. I tell y'all all the time, if you see a dude in prison, man, and he been locked up that long, and he's an older dude, man, and he's still on his square, man, and he's still standing on all two, he ain't got no bad name on him or nothing like that, you best believe he know how to take care of himself. You can best believe if he done navigated his way through all and got this far, and he ain't, you know, cut up, got one eye or slices all on his face, or a lot of war wounds, or wearing a colostomy, he know how to take care of himself. You know, but you can't tell these young dudes this. A lot of times they got to learn the hard way, and it be a life lesson for them. It be a life, especially if they got some time to do, it be a life lesson for them. You know, and hopefully it'll be just a life lesson and not just their life. You know, so I can remember this young dude, he moved in the cell with this old head, man, and this old head right here was known to be just, you know, rough cat, you know, in his day. And he also was grouchy. He's a grouchy dude. You know, normally when you be locked up that long, you become grouchy because, you know, you're dealing with so much foolishness all day. And 9 times out of 10, you got to meet force with force. So if you always being aggressive, then that's just going to become a part of your nature. And that's going to make you grouchy because you always looking to snap back. You always looking to say something, you know what I'm saying, back with force because that's the nature of where you at. And, you know, that's why they say a lot of dudes that come out locked up a long time, you know, they're aggressive, you know what I'm saying? They talk aggressive and everything aggressive, even when they're not meaning to do it, especially out here. That's the way it's usually perceived. I was talking out here, when I be talking to my friends and my family or whatever, when I first got home, even now today, they'll think I'm being aggressive because of the way I talk or the tone of my voice. But it's just a natural response for me from dealing with the people that I had to deal with for as long as I had to deal with them. So it's a work in progress. But yeah, so you know, like I say, we might be in the cell and just say, for instance, these young dudes. You know, I did it when I was younger. A lot of people still do. You know, you get in there, man, and you might got somebody that you be kicking it with, and they ain't in the cell, which is lockup time or whatever. So you might be on the door. You know, dudes is born, they hollering over there. Yeah, you watching the game? Yeah. Yeah, you see what LeBron did? Yeah, man, I'm telling you, LeBron to do. And they hollering back and forth across the whole block through the door, through the little crack of the door. But mind you got a cell partner in there that might be watching TV. You got a cell partner in there that might want to be, you know, laying down getting some rest. He might be asleep. You got a cell partner in there might be got his headphones on listening to something. So you disturbing him. And more or less you disrespecting him. Because you don't know what he's trying to do and you just putting your agenda over his. And they're going to be looking at it like, man, you can do that when the door's open, man. Oh, you was just out here with the dude all day, man. Y'all still got to talk. I mean, what y'all got going on? You still got to talk when the door's locked? You know, all of those type of conversations going to be had. And or say the dude is upstairs and you downstairs or vice versa. Where the commode is at in the cells, in most cells, the commode is attached to the sink. But you can get up on the sink and stand up on the commode, and they got a vent up there. And you can get in the vent and holler through the vent and talk to people upstairs or downstairs or even sometime in another block. So dudes will stand up there, be hollering on the vent all day and talking to these young cats, you know, gang members, especially them, they be sending little codes and stuff back to each other. Man, they'll get up on that joint and get to rapping and, you know what I'm saying, and boom, boom, boom. And one of them beating and the other one, all in the vent. Okay, now what about your Sellies? You know what I'm saying? They don't be thinking about that. So this young cat, this is what he was doing. he was up on the vent hollering at this dude all day. All day when they on lock, when we in there for lockdown, when we in there for count. He get on there, holler at him all night, you know, talking to him all late at night, you know. So the old head, this is Sally, told him, say, look, man, you got to cut that out, bro. He was like, what you talking about? I got to cut, see, man, you got to cut that out, man. You know what I'm saying? You disrespecting me, man. You get up there, you holler all day, you hollering all night. You don't worry about if I'm over here watching TV or if I'm over here trying to rest or whatever. Man, you be doing that stuff late at night, always 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, man. What about me trying to sleep? So the youngins is looking at him like, man, man, you tripping, man. I just be hollering my homeboy. They ain't got nothing to do with you. I be talking to him. That's who I talk to. You know what I'm saying? You do you, man. I don't say nothing about what you do. This is how their conversation was going. From that conversation right there, you already knew what was going to happen. Yeah, you already knew what was going to happen. Right there, it's getting ready to be some trouble, you know. So the youngin, he gets up off of the sink and he tell the man, look, man, I don't be bothering you, man. I be talking to my homeboys or whatever, man. You know, I know we in the cell together and everything, man, but you can't tell me what to do up in here, man. I'm grown, I'm my own man, whatever. Old head tell him, nah, you need to learn about the penitentiary. You need to understand what's going on here, man. You can't be doing that. You disrespecting me. If you was in the cell with somebody else, they would already step to you, man, because, you know, I been giving you a little brother because I know you young and you don't know nothing about the penitentiary, but I'm telling you, you can't keep doing that. So, the youngin say, man, I ain't worrying about nobody doing nothing to me. I ain't worrying about nobody stepping to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to handle my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man. But he looking at the old cat. You know what I'm saying? Dude is probably in his late 50s, probably early 60s. And youngin is like about 21, 22 years old. So he looking at him like he think, you know, I give this dude the business, man. He better set his old butt down. I give him the business, right? So youngin telling him, man, look, man, pipe down up in here, pipe down. So he like, man, what you mean pipe down, man? Go ahead, man. Go ahead, old time, go ahead, you know what I'm saying? So when you heard these words right here in the penitentiary, man, you know, that means something about getting ready to happen right here. And this has been in the penitentiary since I've been in there. You always heard somebody say this. Every now and then this gonna come out somebody's mouth. And it's more like a threat than it is anything else. When you heard somebody tell you, look, hey, you can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? It's self-explanatory. They telling you can't do that no more. Once they tell you that, then you proceed at your own risk. So he tell Youngin, he said, look, okay, man, I ain't gonna argue with you, man. I'm saying all that up on the vent at nighttime and hollering through the door, man. You can't do that no more, man. Not up in here. You can't do that no more. So Youngin tell me, what you mean I can't do it no more? He said, I just told you, man, you can't do that no more. So Youngin get the barking on him. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, look, don't tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? My dad at home. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me what to do, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight up over here and I'm telling you. Why? Don't be doing that, man. I don't know who you think I am, man. You got me messed up. You got me, I ain't one of these scared little young. Yeah, hit him with the Frank Lucas. My man. Alright? You know what I'm saying? Cause he done already told you. You can't do that no more. You understand? Boom. You leave it alone. So in Youngin mind, he think he's scammed. He think he done put the shake up on him. He done went out there when the doors open, telling his little homeboys, yeah, man, he gonna try to tell me what I can do in this cell, man. Who don't know who he think I am, man. I'm telling you, man, he better leave me alone up in there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got such and such amount of years, man. I ain't going for that, man. He better leave me alone. Then his little youngins, they don't know no better than what he know. Like I say, blind leading the blind. You know, yeah, man, don't be letting them handle you in there. You know they trying to handle, which in turn, you probably in the cell with somebody handling you. You know what I'm saying? Because these dudes don't know nothing about the penitentiary, man. They green as a pool table 4 times square. They don't even know what's happening until it already happened. You know? So, sure enough, he go back up in the cell that night. And he gets up on the sink. You know, he gonna holler at his homeboy anyway. You know, it don't matter what he been told. He gonna holler at his homeboy like they ain't been talking all day. Like they ain't been around each other all day. Like they got so much to talk about. It ain't that much to talk about in the penitentiary because it ain't nothing going on. So he gets up there anyway. So when he get up there, he say, old head gets up off the bed, right? He's standing up on the jump, so old head is pacing. back and forth in the cell, looking out the door, walking back, got his sweatpants on. You know, he done picked the brush up and started brushing his head, pacing back and forth. So he looking down at him, but he steady talking, right? So I think it made him a little nervous. So he tells him, he said, man, what's up, man? What's up? You know what I'm saying? So old head just look at him and is like, man, didn't I ask you not to do that? He said, man, didn't I tell you don't tell me what to do? So he like, all right. He brushing his hair. He goes sit down. So dude still keep standing up there talking. So while he stay up there talking, I guess he get the feeling uncomfortable because old head just sitting up there brushing his hair looking at him. So he said, man, I'm gonna holler at you, man. Let me holler and see what's going on with my Selly, man. He's sitting up here watching me. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's going on with him. So he said, yeah, all right, man. Yeah, go ahead, handle that. Man, he said he stepped to get down up off of the sink, and old head stood up. He said when he stepped down to get off of the sink part, step on the toilet, step to the floor. When his feet hit that floor, old head took the corner of that brush and split his head wide open. Bam! He said he fell back over the toilet, and old head got on top of him and hit him with that brush about 4 or 5 times. Blood was everywhere. Bang, 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 bang. He said the first punch, you know, took him out. He couldn't think. He said he was seeing stars. He was feel like he was getting ready to go unconscious, and all he could remember was just trying to block a dude hitting him with the brush. This is the story he was telling after he got this big old split on his head. You know what I'm saying? This is what he done told dudes, letting them know. You know what I'm saying? How the jump went down. Because when it's all said and done, when the police come get you, they carry you out there on the stretcher and they taking the old head out there handcuffed up, people thinking that he just crushed them and they gave him the business. So, you know, when it's all said and done, when he surfaced back on the compound, this is the story he told about how it went down. You know what I'm saying? See, that brush... That brush in the penitentiary has been a weapon since day one that I went in there. Man, we get these round wooden brushes, or we get the wooden brush with the long handle on them. I done seen a many dudes lose their teeth, get their nose broke, get their head split open, get their face bust, all with that brush. If you see a dude that always keep that brush in his hand and he ain't got no hair, or he ain't got no waves in his hair, but he always got that brush in his hand, oh yeah, you best believe that brush gonna be his weapon. That brush is a makeshift brass knuckles. That brush is a substitute Bethlehem. Man, dude's gonna crack you in your face with that hard wooden steel, and if you get hit right, bro, you going down. And if you go down in the penitentiary, you just might not get back up. So yeah, man, dude had this big split across little young boy, and that's how he got it, playing with that old head, talking on the vent, not taking heed to the warnings, not respecting the cell, thinking he gonna do what he wanna do, and that's what happened to him. He got tore off because he didn't understand where he was at. He didn't understand that it's serious in here. He didn't understand that a man's peace in here or a man's solitude in here is all he got. He didn't understand that a man's cell is his sanctuary. That's the only place that he could get peace or solitude, if you want to call it that. You know what I'm saying? The closest thing you can get to it in the penitentiary is being in your cell. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't understand that. He learned the hard way. You know, but like I say, I was just telling y'all in another video not long ago, every time you go to war, I say it don't matter, you know what I'm saying, if righteousness is on your side, if experience is on your side, if physical strength is on your side, knowledge is on, it don't matter. War is war. That's why it's called war. Anybody can win. Just like when you get in that ring, both boxers are well prepared. Both boxers have been training. Both boxers weigh the same amount of weight. You know, for the most part, gonna be the same size. But anybody can win on any given day, cause it's war. It's battle. You know. So just like the old head gave it to him, I know a reverse. You know, I know a reverse. I know the dude that was in the cell, and he wasn't that really an old head, but he had been locked up a while, but he was older. Probably at the time, man, old Squeaky, man. A lot of people may know Squeaky. Old Squeaky probably was about, man, maybe like later 30s and mid 30s, 36, 37, 35, somewhere up in there. Had a little young dude in his cell. Now Squeaky was a dude that actually didn't do his crime. He ended up getting out, but he did like about, I don't know, anywhere. He did some teens in the years, 15 to 17 years, somewhere like that. Ended up getting out, you know, got his case overturned. People was fighting for him the whole time, and got some money behind it as well. But Squeaky was a dude that stayed on the weight pal. I mean, nice cut up, nice size, stayed on the weight pal. I guess they call him Squeaky because of his voice. You know, goes all in his mouth. You know, he was a hustler on the street. You know, but you know, when you got dudes like that that's usually used to getting money, he was used to getting money on the street. He had a little piece of change in the penitentiary as well. You know, wore all the little jewelry and everything. Man, he left another story though. Where he left his jewelry one day in the shower, and man, somebody found that jewelry. As he got out of the shower, I guess some dudes take their jewelry off and set it up in the soap tray joint till they finish, and put it back on and grab it before they leave. He left it one day and somebody took it. Man, he was livid. He was going all around the block, going from cell to cell, trying to get it, trying to throw out threats at first. Then he turned around and started throwing out rewards. I'll pay for it if you got it. Anybody get my jewelry back, man, I got $500, stuff like that. He was trying to get that jewelry back. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, I'm trying to remember, I don't even think he got it back. You know what I'm saying? So that put him in a real, just a foul mood, you know what I'm saying? By the time I was in the block with him, you know, he was already, you know, like, you know, yeah, he was in a foul mood, which I would have been as well. But I remember they put a young dude in the cell with him, and a lot of dudes had already said they ain't like being in the cell with him because he was funny style. What we call funny style in prison dudes is they got too many quirks with him, man. You know, everything he gonna complain about it, and he do things a certain way. He one of them dudes who read the newspaper every day. He want his cell to be immaculate. He wants you to take your shoes off when you come in the cell. All this extra stuff, and a lot of dudes ain't want to sell up with him. But like I say, you don't really have a choice of who you sell up with. They put somebody in there. But they may put you in there with somebody who try to make you feel so, your time be so miserable while you in there. And in order to keep from putting your hands on them or getting in trouble, you may move out. And a lot of dudes use that as their mechanism too. They try to make, you know what I'm saying, the cell so miserable and so, you know, that you don't even want to be in there. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't say nothing directly to you, but they'd be doing all this indirect stuff. So, you know, a lot of dudes were saying they couldn't sell with Squeaky for whatever reasons, for, you know, a lot of the things that I just said. But they put a young boy in there, and dudes like that like it when they put young guys in there because they figure they can handle them, opposed to them putting a dude in there that's been locked up just as long as him. Ain't gonna already know, man, what you pushing, it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? We gonna either end up getting it on in here or whatever, but you know, an older guy ain't gonna go for it. A dude that's been doing time ain't gonna go for it. So they rather have a younger dude in there or a real older dude where they could just handle. You know, so I guess he figured when this young dude came in, this dude was like about 19, tall, skinny, just getting locked up, don't really, you know nothing, you know what I'm saying, about the penitentiary whatsoever. So that's ideal for him because he can handle them, you know, look, this is how we do things in here. Look, you can't be doing that. Nah, you got to keep that sink clean. Look, you got to take, you know, all of that type of stuff. You can do it. So the word was that's what he was doing to Youngin while Youngin was in there. Youngin was, you know, this was before the gangs and all this stuff, man. I think we was on Nottaway. So this was before the gangs. This is probably like 99. So the Youngin had a couple of dudes out in the block that he hang out with, though. You know, some other young dudes like him, but he either knew him from the neighborhood or he was cool with them or whatnot, where he knew them and they might have been locked up 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. So he telling them all, man, this dude be acting like this in the cell and woo, woo, woo. So he was a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, Squeaky got that size on him. Dudes for the most part gave him respect. So that'll put a dude in a little, you know, little mind space like, I'm a little scared, especially if you got a little fear in you anyway. So as he talked to his homeboys, though, look, your homeboys will get you killed, man. Your homeboys on the street and in the penitentiary, your homeboys will get you killed because they'll put that battery in your back and they'll make you do something that, you know, you really don't want to do. And that can cost you. You know what I'm saying? That can cost you dearly. So, you know, his homeboy started telling him, man, you can't be going for that, man. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? You gotta straighten him, man. You gotta speak up for yourself, man. You gotta say this, you gotta say that. So they done put the battery in his back, and he goes up in there one day and he tells Squeaky, man, Squeaky say something to him. He like tell Squeaky, look, man, you don't be telling me what to do in the cell, man. I got my bunk, man, this stuff, man. This and man, you do what you want to do, man. But you can't be telling me, when to come in the cell, man, when I can get the door open and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff, man. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying, you ain't be running me like that, woo, woo, woo. So Squeaky, brace up on him. I mean, what you talking about? What you saying? You know what I'm saying? So he said, you heard what I'm saying. So Squeaky take off on him. Bam, bam. Bing. He fall all that on the floor. Squeaky get in on, man, I beat you to death up in here, young boy. Come up in here telling me what you gonna do. You came up in my cell. Wah. And scream on him, shake him up. He ain't had no fight game in him. You know what I'm saying? So he was scared. So he come out the next day. And when he come out the next day, he bust up. He got a black eye, busted lip and everything. But he don't tell her nothing. He don't go to the police. He don't do none of that. You see what I'm saying? He don't do none of that type of stuff. So Squeaky thinking that, everything's sweet. He done got up on him. But little do he know, you got them friends, they will put that battery in your back. You never safe when you put your hands on somebody, bro. Believe that.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.